Okay, so I bought these pants at TJ Maxx, and this mirror makes me look very, very short, which I am very short. But um, say they're kind of too long. So I'm going to figure out exactly where I want them to hit down at the ankle, and I'm going to put a pin in it so that I know how long I want it. It's kind of hard to do this on yourself by yourself because when you bend over, obviously the pants move. So just do it until you get the pin where you like it when you're standing up straight. Okay, I folded it in and I've put a pin right above my foot, kind of where I want the pants to end once I've hemmed them. So now I'm going to take them off and take them over to my cutting table. Okay, so I have this marked where I want the pants to end. And there are ways of hemming these to where you end up with the original hem, but I'm not going to do that because for me that's really confusing and I don't care if it has the original hem or not. I have some of this yellow denim thread anyway, so we're going to try that. And these are kind of like sweatpants, so it's not like I'm really going to be wearing them for anything fancy or dressy. So these pants have an original hem that is about 1.75 inches-ish, and I have about that much left. So I am just going to trim these off right above this hem, and then this part will be folded under and hemmed, and so my pants will end right here. So let's do that. You can use scissors for this. I'm going to use a rotary cutter because it goes way faster. So you're just going to make sure that your pants leg is laying nice and straight and flat. And then I'm just going to put my ruler right up against where I can feel that original hem, and I'm going to trim it off. Okay, now to make sure that this matches the other side, I'm going to take my pants and I'm going to fold them in half. And I'm going to make sure that this inseam is really straight and the outside seam is really straight, and that my waistband is matched up at the top and everything's laying nice and flat and straight. And you can see that that's going to line right up with the top of this hem, which they may be a little bit off. Even factories don't sew them exactly perfect. So we're just going to trim this one off right above the original hem also. So we're going to turn these inside out. Lay them back on the table nice and flat. And we'll find the side that has the pin in it first. So we can see our pin is right here, and that's where we want the bottom of our hem to be. So I'm just going to fold these up even with that pin and make sure the front and back matches. And you can measure this if you want to make sure it's super accurate. I'm not going to. I'm going to grab some more pins. And I'm going to pin this up. Since this fabric kind of frays a little bit when you run your fingers over it, see how it gets all stringy and it frays, I'm going to tuck that in about 1/4 inch. And pin all the way around. You can take a ruler if you want, and you can measure to make sure that your hem is even all the way around. I just kind of eyeball it. It'll be fine. Make sure that the side seam and the inside seam is folded all the same direction and it's not twisted inside there. If it's twisted, it'll create too much bulk inside that hem for your presser fit to go over. Okay, and once you have one leg pinned, then you're going to take your pants and fold them in half again. I always like to fold them with the front side out instead of the back seam out. I don't know why I've always folded them that way. So make sure they're all laying nice and flat and straight. Lay the leg that you've already pinned on top, making sure that everything's even and laying flat. And now you can take out this original pin where we marked our hem, and you're going to fold the second leg up to where it is even with the top leg. So all of the end of your pants is all even. And then you just do the same thing. Fold that top edge under about 1/4 inch and pin all the way around. Okay, now we're going to take it over to our sewing machine. Okay, so I have this denim thread that I just wound some on this bobbin, just enough to hem these pants. This is the same kind of thread that was used for the, let's see if I can get around here to get it, for the top stitching on these jeans. So it's the same color. Okay, now that I got my bobbin thread in there, the reason why I'm putting it on the bobbin is because we're sewing from the inside of the pants. So when we're sewing around this way, what's going to be showing on the outside is the bobbin thread. And so I wanted it to match the stitching of the pants. You're going to put your pants leg around the bottom of your sewing machine. Make sure you're only sewing through one layer. And I'm going to line my presser foot edge up with this edge of our fold. Now I've got an 1/8 inch presser foot on here. If you have a 1/4 inch presser foot, you may need to line it up a little bit differently. It should be okay though if you line it up along the edge. And I will just sew one row of stitching right along that fold. Since these are stretchy, I'm not going to stretch it too much because it'll make it ripply. I'm just going to hold it tight enough to make sure that it's stitching straight. And I'm going to take my pins out as I go. As you come back around to the beginning, you're going to line your stitches up so they line up directly with where you started. And when you get to the side seams, it may be a little bit thick. You may have to help your fabric by smushing it down to go under the presser foot. You can use something called a hump jumper to go over thick seams, just however you need to do it. So I'm going to match my stitch line up here, go over it a couple of stitches and back stitch to lock it in. Great thing about this machine is it has a thread cutter, so it automatically cuts the threads on the front side. And now I've got a row of yellow stitching, which is very similar to the top stitching on the sides of my pants, or the original hem. Now the other hem on these had 2 rows of stitching, so I'm going to go back and I'm going to do a second row of stitching around there just for decoration. It's not really anything other than that. Since I have an 1/8 inch foot on here, I'm just going to line the edge of my presser foot up with this row of stitching and go all the way back around again. So it'll be an 1/8 inch apart. But you can use your 1/4 inch presser foot and it'll do the same thing, just a 1/4 inch apart. And another tip, if your machine skips stitches going over thick seams like this, and you don't have what's called a hump jumper that lifts the back end of your presser foot up to go over thick seams, you can always just stick the tip of your finger on the end of the presser foot and hold it down and go a couple of stitches past the thick part. And as long as this front edge of your presser foot is making contact with your fabric, you shouldn't have any skip stitches. All right, now we have 2 rows of stitching. I'm going to trim all of my threads and repeat on the other side. Okay, now they fit perfectly right where I wanted them. And using that yellow thread, it looks like the original hem. You can also hem pants using hand stitching. Let me show you that. Okay, this gray pair of pants, I only really need to fold it up the length of the original hem. So I really only need to fold this in one time for them to be the correct length. So I'm going to turn these inside out. Lay it out kind of flat on here. And I just need to take this and fold it up really one time. So all you need to do, if that's the length of your hem that you need to hem these pants, just fold it up and pin it all the way around. Okay, to hand hem a pair of pants, you're going to take your needle and you're going to pull, you're going to get you a piece of thread that's at least a little bit longer than around the bottom of your pants leg. You're going to thread your needle, which is really hard to do on camera. Once you have your needle threaded, on the other end of the thread, this is how I've always tied knots in the end of my thread. There's a bazillion different ways to do it, but this is how I've always done it. I wrap my thread around my finger 2 or 3 times, holding the end of my thread in between my finger and my thumb. And then I take it and I roll the thread off the end of my finger, and then I slide that little bunch of thread on there. I slide it down to the end, and that'll create a knot. Is it the prettiest knot? No. Is anybody going to see it? No. Doesn't have to be perfect, just has to be done. That's my new motto for 2025. Okay, so we're going to take our pants leg. Let me see if I can get all of this in camera. And I always like to start at one of the seams, and we're going to do something called a whip stitch. Now don't yell at me, I probably am doing this wrong, but I've been sewing for over 40 years and it's never failed me yet. So I like to take my thread and start it behind the seam so that it hides the messy knot that I made. And you come out the top and pull it tight. So see that little knot tucked right up in there. And then we're going to do something called a whip stitch. Now, there's a bunch of different stitches you can do. This is just how I've always hemmed pants, is I take a little tiny bit of the pants leg, a couple of threads, and then I take a little bit of where we have folded it up and pull it through. And then move down just a little bit of the pants leg, a little bit of where we folded it up, pull it through. And I just keep going all the way around, taking the pins out as I go. And if you pull this too tight, see how it puckers up your pants leg? You don't want to pull it that tight. You just want to pull the threads tight enough to where these little loops are not sticking out. And they're going to hold up the hem of your pants. So we're just going to continue that, going all the way around. Little tiny bit of the pants leg, little bit of the fold, and pull it tight. And what that's going to create is that's going to create almost invisible stitches on the outside of your pants. Now remember, these are going to be down by your feet. Nobody's going to be looking at it that closely to see if your stitches are perfect or not. But I think this is a skill that everybody should know how to do, because chances are you have bought pants that are way too long and that you need to hem. So I think everybody should have the skill of doing a whip stitch and hemming their pants. It's really not that hard. And this is something anyone can do, even if they don't have a sewing machine at home. So we're going to continue on and go all the way around our pants until we meet back up where we started. Okay, we're getting close back to the beginning here. These stitches, nobody's going to see them on the inside at the bottom of your pants, so they don't even really need to be uniform in width space apart. You don't want them to be super huge, but you don't also want them to be super tiny. There's no reason for them to be really tiny close together. So if you just kind of do it, you know, at a Goldilocks space, just right, it will hold up your hem. When you get back around to the very beginning, I like to go do my final stitch, and then I will take another little stitch and pull it up to where my loop right here, let's see if I can not get a knot in it already. Okay, so I like to take it to where this loop right here is about the size of my finger. And then I will take my needle and I will go inside the loop, around, and back through the loop again. And I like to hold the loop while I'm pulling the thread out, and then slowly pull it down and it'll form a knot. And I do that 2, maybe 3 times if it's feeling a little bit loose. Sometimes I will wrap it around 3 times around the needle. It just depends on my mood. But if you pull it slowly, you can get the knot all the way down to the fabric. Sometimes if you don't pull it slow enough, the knot will end up here. Just cut it off and do it again. But that will secure your thread. And then you can trim it off close, and you have hemmed the bottom of your pants. And the stitches are almost invisible when you do it this way. So you don't have like that normal line of stitching like a machine stitched hem. So I'm going to do the other pants leg, and then I'll show you the finished result. Okay, the obligatory feet shots again. So this is how they turned out. They need a good pressing with the iron, but you can barely see the stitches down there, and they're going to hit me just right when I have on a pair of shoes. And so that is how you hand stitch a hem.